Hello, this is Nikki in Niagara, coming to you from Niagara Falls, Canada. And by request, today I have the first set of, we'll call them Chibi books by Dada Cat. There are 3 books in this set, and then he put out a later set, which I will be reviewing next. So there are 3 books. I've used my translator on these, and this one said book 1. The other 2 did not say what book they were at all, so I don't know what order they go in, but we will start with the one that said book 1. All 3 of these books are put together the same way. They have they have matte covers. The back has a little picture on them. The covers are all fairly alike. And let's keep one on top. So they all each have a poster on watercolor paper, which opens up 4 times. Of course, I can't get that all on screen, so I'll just show you the two center pages of it. And now these depict each picture that's in the book. So there are ways that you can do this. You can color your picture in there and then mark it off as being colored by coloring it in here. These won't take very long to do. They're small. It measures 5 inches wide, and these are inside all 3 of this first set of books. I guess I should tell you the measurement of this book too. It is 8 1/4 by 5 1/2, and they're all the same. So let's start with a flip through. I'll show you what the beginning pages look like. We'll talk about those, but in the next ones they're exactly the same. So we have our title page, and my translator said that this was called, or as close as I can get, Poetry 300 Years. Now I do know that 300 years, there's a bit more in the title, is a Chinese epic poetry saga, or epic basically is what they're called, you know, like Homer's Odyssey and the Iliad, and like oh, what was I gonna say? Can't remember. But anyways, that's what that is. You can read the books still today in English. They're very long. So that's enough of that. So I'm assuming that's where this comes from. Then we have some information pages in Chinese. And again, I guess these are all the, well, maybe not that, but these are all the illustrations that are in the book, which I guess you could color when you're finished. Quite a few of them, and the page is colorable as well. Then we start with the books, and the pictures. And on this side of the page, there will be some poetry in Chinese. And then on this side, we have our picture to color. These, since they're small, they're simple to color. I mean, the artwork itself is not necessarily simple, but you know, it always takes less time to color a small page than it does a large page. And so that format continues throughout. We have a poem in Chinese, and then we have the accompanying picture. Now, these books could be treated as one-sided, and you could use your alcohol markers if you don't care about the Chinese poem on the back of the page. Personally, I don't care about it because I can't read Chinese, and the translator, when you're using it on alphabets that aren't Arabic, they go pretty wonky, so it's pretty near impossible to translate this into English without really knowing what you're doing. So yeah, I wouldn't be afraid to use alcohol markers in this, but your mileage may vary. The books, oh, I guess I should have mentioned this at the beginning. The books are Coptic bound, which means that you will see this. And actually, when you first open your book, let's see if I can get it to do it. No. But the first time you open your book, it will make a crack, And if you're not familiar with this binding, you may think you've broken your book, but you haven't. So they're sewn together, and then they have a layer of glue, or several, who knows. They have glue layered upon that. So you're getting a really good binding. Coptic bindings are very secure. And your book opens flat. That's the purpose of this kind of binding. So all sorts of different illustrations, often with more than one person. I guess they're doing things that are mentioned in the poems. Some of these are just normal, regular girls, and others of them are princesses or such. I'll be going pretty quickly from this point because we do have 3 books, but if you want to linger on a page, just press pause. And at the end of the book, there are some illustrations of other books that can be purchased. And I'm assuming that they're all going to be Dada Cat. Here's the 2 books that we have in this set, the other 2. And I've seen all of these on AliExpress. So that's our first book, 300 Poetry, 300 Years. Now the next, whoops, I forgot to put the poster back in. Don't want to get those mixed up. This is the next book. It doesn't have a number on it, front. Excuse me. And back. A poster. And this one is called When the Dream Is Not Enough by Dada Cat. Beginning pages, our little thumbnail pages, and we get into our pictures. Now on this side we have, it looks like it's poetry as well because of the punctuation on it. So same story here, and then we get more pictures. Now what I've noticed, these pictures are more of people actually doing things rather than poses. But we'll see if I'm right. I haven't browsed through the whole thing. Looks like there's often more than one, and there are also a lot of men. Quite a few pictures showing the river mentioned in the title, or water at least. This looks like an ocean. So these are big books. I'd say they have probably about 50 pages maybe? Pictures, anyways. 50 pictures. Maybe 100, who knows? I'm not very good at guesstimating. She looks like she sat in a shopping cart. I don't know what that is. Beautiful pictures. There's a lot of white space in these as well. I imagine this probably tells us the story that's going on in the book. And then we have the final page, which again shows us other books by Dada Cat. We have the 3 that I'm showing you right now. Down below are the 3 that I will be doing next. And these top 2 rows are books I've seen other YouTubers and I've seen them on AliExpress. So then that brings us to the 3rd book in the series. Poster. And this one I couldn't quite tell what the title was. It was giving me 2 options. It's either called Harmony or Slow Old River. And again, it's by Dada Cat. The thumbnails of all of them. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. There's 34 pictures in this one. So on here, this just looks like sentences, not poetry, at least from the look there. Now the pictures in this book are somewhat different than the other 2 because they take up the whole page. The pictures in the first 2 have a lot of white space up there for you to play with. Yeah, this is definitely sentences here. And the pictures have backgrounds and settings and people actually doing things, and there are a lot of nails in this one. Of course, as soon as I say that, there aren't any. There we go. So all 3 books are of the same quality. And that's it, with other books that are available on the back. Oh, here's some I haven't seen. Maury Girls, Flower and Girls, Simple Life. And there we have the first set of Chibi Girl books, published by Water Pub. Yeah, that's what they're called. It says in English. Published by Water Pub and illustrated by Dada Cat. Hope you enjoyed.